Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to deliver your November 2016 general readings. I am still using the Gilded Tarot deck, drawing the usual 8 cards for the month, 2 cards for each week with an additional ninth card from the bottom of the deck as your crowning card representing overall energy and advice for the reading. These are general readings and there's so many of you watching, so it's not going to resonate the same for everyone. And for some of you, if this is your primary sun sign, it may not resonate for you much at all. Make sure to check your rising and your moon sign as well if you know them and if you can. You may find that they play out a little more predictively for you this month. And watching all three, you may find that they each resonate for you in different areas of your life. So watching all three gives you a more clear and cohesive picture of the time frame ahead that the reading covers. So watch all three if you can. Always a note of gratitude to start off with for those of you who continue to watch and listen and follow so loyally and so faithfully. I appreciate so very much your feedback and your support and your comments. Gosh, you guys are brilliant with those, and I enjoy reading all of them, and I do read each and every single one of them. So thank you very much for that. Welcome to any new watchers and subscribers, and thank you very much for your time. A special thank you, as always, to those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings. An honor and a pleasure always to read for you. And I thank you for the trust that you place in me to interpret and intuit the cards for you. And to my regular clients as well for allowing me to play even a small part in the unfolding of the chapters of your lives as they move ahead. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can click on the About sign on my YouTube channel's homepage, which will give you a little more information in detail and also has my email address on it. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I do readings full-time, 6 days a week, so I'm able to get back with you quite quickly and schedule a reading within a fairly timely fashion. Current turnaround time is anywhere from a few days upwards of 2 weeks, but almost always within 2 weeks we can schedule your reading. So if you're interested, send me an email and we'll go from there. So let's get right into this reading. This is for Pisces for November 2016. Pisces, the water sign of Pisces. Show me the energy for the water sign of Pisces for November 2016. What do they need to know to navigate the month of November? Pisces, November 2016. What does the month of November have in store for our Pisceans? The water sign of Pisces. Pisces the fish. Lovely Mercurial Pisces, November 2016. Okay, Pisces, we begin with the Two of Swords, decisions, accompanied by the Knight of Wands, the King of Wands, followed by the Lovers, the Knight of Swords, followed by the Justice card, and the Four of Pentacles, followed by the Six of Wands, and from the bottom of you're the third sign this month so far that's gotten 2 cards popped out from the bottom. We have, interesting, we have the Major Arcana card of the Devil and the Major Arcana card of Temperance. Balance seems to be key this month, Pisces. Lovely mercurial fluid Pisces. Balance is key quite strongly this month. Let's take a look and see why. Hmm. Okay, Pisces, let's begin. What you have a really interesting and somewhat intense energy. Decision making mostly kind of rules this reading. There's a couple of cards that point to decision making and being really careful about what you decide, kind of ethics, morals, honor, and integrity. Some of you may be facing a major temptation this month. And for some of you, this is going to be within relationships. You may already be in a currently established relationship, and somebody else may be kind of on the scene, making another offer, presenting an opportunity for you. For some of you, the same may be true, but in maybe the realm of job or career path, you may have a currently established job or career path, and there may be another offer or opportunity in front of you, which you're tempted to take. I feel a lot of back and forth energy this month, Pisces, which makes total sense in your major arcana cards, but the message is very strong about being careful which path you choose. And this could really, I think for a lot of you, it's relationship oriented. And that doesn't necessarily mean love and romance relationship. It could be any other kind of relationship or union or partnership of some kind as well. But I see quite strongly kind of maybe going back and forth between one thing and another thing. And it could be two present opportunities or options in front of you, new ones. For some of you, you're already in one and there's something else presenting itself as well. Your crowning cards, I'm actually going to start with your crowning cards because they're so fascinating. They're both major arcana cards, fingers of the divine, as I like to call them. Significant and profound energies, divine timing and orchestration, strongly at play, particularly in advice this month. We have the devil and temperance both. Two very different kind of energies. So getting quite a bit of a glare tonight. So the devil card, let's start with that. Significant, profound imbalance, scales kind of being out of whack. This can represent addictions like conventional addictions, drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, shopping, etc. It can also represent unhealthy relationships, temptation for sure. I think temptation is quite strong for some of you this month. It represents imbalance in a profound and significant way. Too much attention and focus in one area to the detriment and exclusion of other areas, unhealthy relationships, power and control issues, etc. If not classical addiction issues, and just a strong sense of temptation. Very up and down, back and forth, not healthy. The other card that popped out with it was a very different kind of energy, an opposite kind of energy. This is temperance. This is about balance. This is about the scales being in balance. This is being in the middle, stable, holding opposite extremes in unison and harmony. This is also about a sense of inner grounding and inner peace, connecting with that sense of kind of that divine connection to whatever your source of spirituality is, and divine intuition, that sense of knowing way down deep in your stomach, that gut instinct of knowing where the balance is, where the stability is. This is about being balanced. Balance is key. Harmony is key. Meditation and kind of connecting with that intuitive side of you is really key this month, Pisces, to kind of walk your way through this decision making process again of what you're considering. The challenge is going to be up and down energy, kind of back and forth energy. Do I or don't I? Do I stay? Do I go with this? Do I choose this or do I choose that? Again, balance is key. My analogy for the temperance card is a seesaw or teeter totter. When you're on the outside of that seesaw or teeter totter, you're kind of at the mercy of the elements, situations, people, weather, etc. It's the energy of the devil. You're prone to anything kind of swinging you up and down and losing your balance. Temperance is about finding your center. So no matter what's going on the outside, situations, people, etc., you don't lose your balance because you're centered. You're at the very center. You know exactly where you are and what to do. So that's your crowning cards overall energy. We begin November, Pisces. And I have to add too that this is a challenging energy for you, in particular, especially a lot of you for whom feel you are you know, like the traditional Pisces energy, because you're governed by water, which is a very fluid, mercurial element in and of itself. And sometimes finding that balance and grounding can be somewhat of a challenge for you as well, but it is key this month, Pisces. So we begin the month with the energy of the Two of Swords, followed by the Knight of Wands. So the Two of Swords, this is being stuck at a crossroads. Swords is governed by air. It's a suit all about that somewhat airy world of what goes on up in our head, words, ideas, communication. It's about our mental outlook, perspective, perception, belief system. It's all about what goes on, what we think, where we put our thoughts, what we think about things. It's a cerebral, mental, intellectual energy. The Two of Swords is a card of feeling like you're stuck at a crossroads, needing to make a decision, needing to deal with something. This woman is blind, which represents and accentuates that feeling of not knowing what to do, being stuck. It can also represent that, at least up until now, she's been unable or unwilling, reluctant somehow to make a decision to deal with what's in front of her and actually choose a path. Take the blindfold off, see it for what it really is, and I think for a lot of you, once the blindfold, I always get this feeling that once the blindfold comes off, it's actually very clear what she needs to do. Again, being balanced is key to seeing clearly and having discernment this month. But it feels like you start off kind of stuck in that energy. What's it about? Well, that Two of Swords is paired with a Knight of Wands. So Wands is governed by the element of fire, and it's a fiery suit. It's a dynamic, action-oriented suit. It's all about change, movement, action, power. The energy of the suit of Wands is creating energy, creation, building, manifesting. It's again, it's dynamic. It's movement-oriented. Knights are the bringers of the tarot. They are the deliverers. When you think of the role of knights in the medieval worlds, that's what they were do. That's what they were there to do. That's what their role was. They were sent out to achieve, to accomplish, and bring back results. So knights represent a method of delivery by which something is brought to you, an offer, an offering, an opportunity of some kind. And this would be a very exciting, shiny, enthusiastic, passionate kind of offer or opportunity or option in front of you. It kind of gets, your blood up, and it's exciting. And it can also represent the actual individual who's presenting this offer, likely a fire sign, a sun, moon, or rising, which would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So this is the card that represents one of these options, offerings, or choices in front of you this month, Pisces, and you're stuck. You're not quite sure what to do about it. For some of you, although I feel it's a smaller portion of you, this is not an external offer or opportunity coming in. It's one you're considering putting out there to someone or something. And what that is specifically, of course, there's a lot of you watching, and the story is going to branch out as to what the specifics are. It could be in a love romance relationship situation. Some of you, it might be single and there's two offers, or one which is kind of confusing. Some of you may be in an established relationship and you're being tempted by another offer or opportunity. Maybe you're in an established job and you have another, you're being headhunted or you're being tempted to kind of leave for something else. Again, the specifics are going to be different, but the energy remains the same. It's a tempting offer, though. It's fast moving, exciting, shiny, passionate. There's a lot of energy behind this offer or opportunity or option. Now, right next to that, we have a lot more fiery, passionate energy. We have the King of Wands, followed by the Lovers. So the King of Wands, again, we have that fiery energy of the suit of Wands. Kings and Queens represent individuals who have reached the mastery of their suit, so they're kind of at the top of their game. Kings and Queens represent typically more mature, reflective individuals. They've evolved through the kind of growing up evolutionary stages. This king would represent somebody who is but likely a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. But he's old enough and mature enough to have kind of tempered that a bit. But he's still, very fiery, dynamic, real go-getter, action-oriented, probably very charismatic. People are drawn to him. He's a natural leader. He's a good problem solver. He's good at getting the job done. In relationships, he's very assertive and passionate, dynamic. Not one to rest on his laurels very long. Can be spontaneous and impulsive. But as he's a king, he's learned through life to kind of temper some of that a bit, but still very exciting individual. He's coming up as a king, but since this is a general reading and there's thousands, literally thousands of you watching, it could represent a female as well. But the energy still remains the same. Very, very exciting individual. For some of you, this can represent the person presenting the opportunity, offering, option. For some of you, this could just represent the energy of the offer or opportunity. And for some of you, this is who you want to present this offer or opportunity to. And again, I feel like a lot of you, it's a very intense kind of relationship energy. It's paired with the lovers. But again, you can still apply the same energy to job and career as well, or other areas of that are project oriented and not so much love and romance. That King of Wands is paired with the Lover's card. We have a union here, but again, fiery, passionate, dynamic. It is like a soulmate kindred spirit, but again, there's a lot of fire energy. There's a lot of passion and creativity and enthusiasm in it. It also represents needing to make a significant choice. And because it's major arcana card, this is a significant choice. This is a choice that will likely have an impact on people or on relationships in your life or partnerships in your life. In the early tarot decks, this was not even called the lovers, it was called the choice. And it showed a man standing in front of two women, and the implication being needing to make a choice that was going to significantly impact not only you, but people around you as well, or again, other partnerships. So, whatever this offer or opportunity is coming in or that you're considering making, it's exciting, it's passionate, it's really, there's a lot of, zest and energy to it, and it feels very fast moving and very kind of shiny, sparkly. But how you proceed through this, what you decide to do is really going to have a significant impact on you and likely people or partnerships around you as well. And the caution is to be very careful and thoughtful about how you proceed through this. Again, that Devil and Temperance card crowning energy, balance is key. Getting in touch with your center, with your grounding, with your intuitive sense is going to be key in knowing how to navigate through this. Next to that, we have the energy of the Knight of Swords with Justice. So here's another knight. Offering opportunity being delivered. This one is not quite as fast and enthusiastic as the Knight of Wands. This one is more intellectual, practical, because it's the Knight of Swords. Swords is that air energy, so it's cerebral, mental, intellectual. It represents words, communications, ideas, belief systems. Um, so this is all about being. This could represent another offer or opportunity coming in. It could also represent the energy that needs to be manifested in here. And I feel like for some of you, it's just a combination of both because this is a more practical energy. The Knight of Swords would be delivering ideas, news, information. This could represent communication about this issue, but it's not quite so emotionally based or have so much passionate energy because it's swords. This is more about logical, practical, the facts, information, communicating words and conversations about this. It's a much more clear headed, kind of straightforward communication that's being delivered or that is going on around this. And I feel like I'm getting for some of you that there's someone in your sphere that represents the Knight of Swords or manifests the energy of the Knight of Swords. And I'm getting a message that some of you know who this is in your life and you need to seek them out and kind of use them as a sounding board or get guidance, advice, and feedback from them. Likely an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, or somebody who strongly manifests the energies of like the Knight of Swords, the Knight or King of Swords. And it's about getting advice and feedback because they'll tell you the truth, just like the Knight of Swords is. Putting emotion aside, they'll tell you the truth straight up how they kind of see it based on the reality of what is. Now, that Knight of Swords is paired with Justice card, another major arcana card. And this is where that moral, ethical energy comes in. This is about being careful about how you proceed. It's similar to the Judgment card, although not quite with the same air of finality as the Judgment card. But this is a card of reaping what you sow. What you put into something is exactly what you're going to get back out of it. How you proceed in something is exactly what's going to come back to you, kind of a karmic card. So be careful about how you proceed. If you go into this situation adhering to your own sense of honesty and truth and honor and integrity, then the results will reflect that. But that if you don't, the results will also reflect that. So be very, very careful about how you walk through this. Again, balance, temperance, touching in your intuitive base is key. And again, for some of you, getting some feedback and clarity from somebody who's going to tell you the truth, devoid of like the excitement and the emotion, just kind of the reality of what is. Now, at or towards the end of November 2016, I feel like a lot of you are successful in holding on to whatever it is you've built up so far. And that doesn't mean that you choose this path versus that path. I don't know. It's going to vary for for all of you watching. But at or towards the end of November 2016, Pisces, we have the Four of Pentacles paired with the Six of Wands. So the Four of Pentacles, Pentacles is a very grounded energy. Pentacles is a suit governed by Earth, so it's solid, stable, reliable, sense of continuity, supportive energy. Four is a number of stability, can also represent stagnation too, but I'm not really getting that here. You think of four pillars, four posts. It's four posts. It's a stable structure upon which to build something. It's a stable foundation. The Four of Pentacles is a card about some holding on to what you have. Sometimes it can represent holding on a little too tightly, being a little too closed off or guarded, and that may resonate for some of you as well. But what I'm feeling primarily is it's holding on to what you've managed to build, the foundations of what you've managed to build. And this may resonate more for you, for those of you watching for whom you're in an established solid something, job, relationship, etc. You're kind of being tempted by a really exciting, shiny offer, but maybe in the end you decide it's not the best decision for you. So you make the decision to stick with what you have or stick with the foundation that you've already built. For others of you, it's going to mean different things, of course, but it represents holding on to a foundation that you've built, holding on to what you have left remaining from something. And successfully too. It's a good card. It's a card about building and holding on to foundations, not letting things go, which again is key to your being successful and triumphant. For some of you, this is going to be job and career. You're successful in holding on to something that has been built up. Something else came in maybe to challenge or threaten or shake it up somehow. You're making a decision that actually not only do you get to hold on to what you have, a foundation that you've built, but there's a sense of triumph and success that comes with that as well, and perhaps being recognized for that, recognized for what you've done, for what you've built up, for what you've achieved, perhaps recognized even for passing up a temptation that maybe you felt was unhealthy in some way. And not to say that either one of these options or that one in particular is bad or good. I don't know. Again, it's going to vary depending on who's watching. But it looks like a lot of you hold on to something you've already built at the end. It's paired with the Six of Wands, which is a card of victory and triumph. It's also a card of being recognized, being set apart for your efforts in creating something. And again, for some of you, it's job, business, career, project oriented. You're taking this energy coming in and you're working with it. I really think too that some of you, that this struggle that you go through, particularly those of you for whom this is will be a kind of an ethical or moral struggle. I feel like you may feel alone while you're going through it, but actually other people are aware of it. For some of you, there are people around who are aware of it as you go through it, and whatever you choose at the end that you feel is the right decision, you actually get recognized for that, applauded somehow. However it works out for you, the energy at the end is quite beautiful. There's a sense of triumph, of success, of victory over something, and it could be just personal and internal to just you. For some of you, it's going to be seen and acknowledged and recognized by other people. So a pretty interesting and somewhat complex reading, and somewhat intense as well, but in a really positive way. I think that this is a month that you're going to get a lot of growth and self-knowledge and self-awareness to this month. And I can't wait to hear feedback from you Pisces for whom this resonates on what this is specifically, because like a lot of readings, I've got 5 or 6 different stories going on in my head right now. But again, overall energy, remember, balance is key. Touching base with your center, staying grounded in that, in the reality and truth of what is, so that you can see and discern clearly this month, and perhaps seek feedback and advice if this dynamic, enthusiastic energy is kind of clouding your judgment. Maybe seek an outside source that's more neutral and more willing to give you kind of the truth, devoid of that emotion. So really fascinating reading, Pisces. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope that you at least find it useful in some way, that it brings you a little bit of insight and clarity on navigating November. I can't wait to hear the updates for you. Pretty intense reading. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, Pisces. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the November 2016 mid-month readings. And in the meantime, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can click on that About button, and you can also email me directly at Maggie, the number one, McGuire at gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. So until I see you again, Pisces, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.